So where are we today? On the dog television, the Zambo TV. We are up on the roof. So what we're looking at, for the past 2 or 3 months, I've been really busy with work. Before that, didn't have any money. Still don't have any money really. Don't say number one. Didn't have very much money. I was working in music upstairs, trying to get my head around about the recording software. And I don't think I've actually picked up a tool on the van in the best part of a year. So what happened? I've just been busy. Then, last week, it looked as if I had 2 weeks off. Should I do that? It looked as if I had 2 weeks off. And there's always a million things to do when you're self-employed. But I thought to myself, why not get your hands dirty again and go and chip away at the van? So that's what I did. The first time since the van moved here, was that 2 or 3 years ago, the roof isn't leaking. I'll link a video or two in the description below. The entire panel across the roof had been replaced. I welded in another panel. And funny thing is, I watched some of my own videos the other day. They really are quite brutal. There's not a lot of entertainment value in them. But there was one recording theme. 2 weeks time, this will be done and dusted. It'll be out of here. Job done and all this type of thing. And this is going back years. Just shows you how naive I was to underestimate the amount of work that there is in doing this. So this area here had a piece of steel. As I say, I'll put the video links in the description. You can see there's a big hole there. I flatted it all down. There's been about 3 or 4, the green fiberglass stuff for some cardboardy filler, 3 coats of primer, then I was going to top coat it, and I thought, you know what, in the videos from before, I said the biggest paranoia would be water leaking through the roof. So I know there's no holes in it, I know it's watertight, however, just as an extra layer of a safety net, I put about 5 coats of what do you call that stuff? Underseal across where the welding had been. I mean, it was looking fine, I could have finished it in paint, but sometimes paranoia keeps you safe, sometimes paranoia makes you go the extra mile. Living paranoid is not good for your mental health or anything, however, thinking about what could go wrong, sometimes that's a good thing. I don't know if you can see it down there. That's a seam where the manufacturer had welded the front section of the vehicle into the middle section. There was another one there that rotted through. These rot through in these vans a lot. There was another one at the back. So maybe is that paranoia as well. What I did, same thing again, seam sealer. All the way across where the 2 weld lines had been. And hopefully that should give it another layer of protection. I've not looked, but I believe I did the same thing underneath as well, so that should be watertight and groovy. So these are the bits of trim for the front of the van. These things always rust out, so I put some seam sealer in them as well. Let's pop the sunroof out and have a look. I need 2 hands for this. Shit, man. Oh god, that thing was brand new. I don't think it's badly damaged, but I'd rather have not done that. So, you can see it there, it's still taped off. When I pop the tape off, hopefully I'll get a decent line on the finish with the seam seal. That was terrible. You can see where it's going though, can't you? When I did the repair initially, And I watched back the videos. My videos are really, they suck. They're not very good. There's a piece of metal being welded in all the way around here to raise the height up, so that when the sunroof sits in there, there can't be any water build up around about it. Then a fiberglass body filled it, and now I've added all this seam sealer to stop the water getting in and attacking it or dripping through. And there's some top coat on the top. I've been messing with paint, so the actual top panels weren't too bad on the van. Now remember, another thing I used to say all the time is I'm a novice. So I've kind of, the build plan or the finishing plan is I'm going to do it all around about the roof, spray that, then work down onto the body panels, but I've already started putting some top coat on here and stuff. There's so many runs in it, but I'm not bothered about it. I think I'm getting a bit more constant, and I should be able to put some paint. If the paint runs bad, I'm going to rub it down and put more on it, aren't I? So it's a waste of materials, but I'm not a professional body shop guy. I'm not in a professional body shop. That's kind of looking okay. It's shiny, you know. That's good. You can see the reflection of the lights in it. So how happy am I to say Sprinter T1N update? The only two things I've got left to do is stick these two patch panels in. That one and that one. I've got some epoxy resin over on my shelf. Now here's the next thing. This has been sitting about for 2 or 3 years. And I'd be paranoid it didn't work, but it's a petrochemical, isn't it? And the funny thing is, the paint in the van had been sitting about for 2 or 3 years. I gave that a stir, put it in the gun, and out it came. So I'm actually quite convinced that the epoxy will work. So I'm going to epoxy that panel in, that panel. Green fiberglass over the top of it, bit of body filler. Work from the roof, the back of the roof hasn't been done. Then start coming down the panels. What do you call it, Bondo, the car body filler. That takes a lot of time. You put it on, you take it off, you put it on, you take it off. It happens a lot. A lot of orange peel on it as well, but you know what, orange peel can be rubbed off, I don't care. And there are some really bad runs, but again, who cares? I had some extra paint in the gun, so I put some over the back doors. So I've now hit the thing again where there's a massive run there. Can you see his camera picking up? I've hit the thing again where I've sort of used up all the materials I've been saving up. So I need to think very, very carefully about how I'm going to spend what little money I've had, what little money I have. I think 100, 200 quid would get me the paint to finish it. There's still half a tin of primer sitting next door, so we may have the materials here we need to get the paint on it. It's an awful long process, but it's been really, really enjoyable. So, Mercedes-Benz T1N update, first one in about a year. The channel's actually grown. There's over 300 people follow me on YouTube. Thanks very much to every one of you. The channel's grown. So maybe people that have started watching recently don't know that the reason I started the YouTube channel was to keep up to date on the process in this old van restoration, which has been sitting in my workshop for nearly 3 years. But if the paint starts going on it, there's a little bit of mechanical work needing done, then it's down to the MOT shop. But then again, it's money, isn't it? And at the beginning of the video I said I thought I had 2 weeks that I didn't have any work. Work's come in, so I'm away tomorrow. For Thursday, Friday and Saturday I'm working. I could potentially work on Sunday as well. I'm not going to knock. I am not going to knock working. That's the thing that was sadly missing during the coronavirus, and I need to get some cash in. I should actually feel confident enough, shouldn't I, that there's work in the book. So maybe don't be frightened to order up the paint and just get it done, get it out of the workshop. But from 300 odd followers and the people that initially started watching to see how I did with the vehicle repairs, thanks very much. Hopefully, if I get some time over the next couple of weeks, if I don't get the whole thing sprayed, I'll certainly get the entirety of round about the roof done. Then it makes it easier. You can get to the body panels and stuff from the side. YouTube's a blessing and a curse. It's been good for me to, when I've looked back and seen the condition of this thing, I have the amount of work I've done on it's absolutely astonishing. It is. I said it many times in the videos before I was doing it. It was for the scrapyard, you know. It should never been taken on as a restoration project, but I got committed to it, and I've done an awful lot of work on it. So the idea that I'm getting the roof painted and fresh paint on it and all the rest of it is just fantastic. Hopefully, the most difficult thing in life is your work-life, social life balance, isn't it? Hopefully there'll be enough work coming in to get the bills paid and get the bits I need done for this. And I'll not be working so hard that I don't actually have time to do this. I do actually have time to do this. My mantra in life, because I'm self-employed, is now and always has been, do what you want to do. If you have a list of stuff to do, work through the list, but as soon as somebody phones you up and offers you paid work, you down tools and you go and do the stuff that puts the cash in your pocket. Then when you've got your downtime again, you do the servicing in your gear, you do work in your... This is almost a hobby, isn't it? So I'm not going to see a financial return on this. However, a lot of the PA equipment's been out. I have did a lot of servicing on it, and this van takes up an awful lot of space in the workshop. So 12-minute rant, who'd have thought it, but we're back in T1N world. Thanks for watching, and bless the lot, you say. Right, bye.